Hey loves, welcome back to TigeraGitana. I thought that I would show you guys today how I am doing my offering to Yemaya, because I'm pretty much almost done setting up my altar space, and I wanted to put some flowers on her altar. And I know I did Oshun last time, so I thought I would treat you guys and do Yemaya. So I'm mainly working with the pops of color that are here are the blue and the white. Those are her colors, but I'm also adding more green just to bring that element of fertility and abundance and having a lot of growing in one place, which is what she does. She pretty much brings fertility to anything she touches. On the side, I have this is just a moon tray that I have. This is what I'm going to use to collect the scraps. Are going to go here and they're going to go on my compost afterwards. I have my flower cutting scissors. These I got at the Dollar Tree for $1, you already know. And I got these flowers at Trader Joe's. The eucalyptus was $3.99. These babies were $3.99, and then the white spray roses were $4.99. So very inexpensive altar work to do. Not a super huge no-brainer or anything like that. Like, it's just really simple, and it's just really easy to do. So if you watched my Oshun one, you know kind of how I'm going to start this. I'm going to start taking some of the leaves off, just because they do take up a lot of space. This is going to be the jar that I'm using, okay, and the vase that I'm using. And then I am going to measure it down here, and then I'm going to cut it down to about here. I kind of want this one to be a little bit lower than the other ones that I've made. So yes, that's a good height. Just going to take this off. Then I'm just going to measure it. And you can always take the last one as well, because they were the same height beforehand, and then just cut from there. And while you do this, especially because it's an offering, you can take time to connect with her. You can call her into your space. You can play her songs. That's something that I also love doing, is playing her songs, and just having the vibe of her just be around. I also like doing this on specific days, but also when I'm just called to do it, I'll just straight up do it. So it's not anything like astrological or anything that has me wanting to do it, or I was just literally at the store, and then I was just kind of like, I want to do something for Yemaya today, so that's what we're doing. So I'm cutting that, I'm just putting it in there. I love the white roses. They just look so pretty. And the really nice thing about these is that they're really small. They're tiny. So they bloom really beautifully once they're, good to go. You kind of start like how they're already starting to bloom a little bit. But they bloom, oh, I almost forgot. They bloom really nicely. And they just accent pretty much anything. You can pair them with anything, especially if you're not trying to do something so big like the regular roses, because regular roses are huge. So the spray roses tend to have that lighter kind of feel to them. But I love doing the bouquets for them, because not only am I tapping into like my creative side, but it's just a fun thing to do. And this is like the fun part of altar work and maintaining your altar, that people don't really talk about, because they'll tell you like change your water every day and stuff like that, but I like to keep some earth energy in my space for them specifically. So then I'm going to take these. These are focal flowers, so they're meant to add some color and some just like a pop, an accent to it. So they look like these. They're really pretty. Let me see if you guys can see that. There you go. And I'm just going to cut these way down because I want them to not be so tall in there, especially because I'm making this. Okay, so I'm taking these guys off right here because they're going to be in the water. And you want to make sure you remove any of those, anything that's going to be in the water is going to be wet. It's going to start biodegrading at some point, and it's just going to start dissolving in the water. It's going to make the water really yucky. So you do want to you want them to be as smooth as possible. And then we're going to just start accenting the roses. I might cut this one down a little bit more. Just a smidge more. Just a smidge more. There we go. But this is one of my favorite ways to do altar work because it's fun. You're connecting with the elements. You can also do maybe like a different element a week with your altar space. You can ask them specifically what you want. There's different spirits that will specifically ask or want certain things in their altar. There's specific spirits that you can also when you're petitioning them, you can also say, hey, I will give you flowers if you help me with this issue that I'm having. Like, there's so many different ways that you can there you go, that you can really tap in with spirit and see what it is that they want. These were just so pretty. I was almost gonna do hydrangeas, but I was like, you know what? Let's do something a little bit different. This is more like, I felt like super, like it felt super gentle. It felt super, just, it was like a moment. It just felt really, really nice. Let me just put up the camera a little bit so you guys can see the bouquet and how it's coming up. But it just felt like a really nice accent to do. I'm just gonna take this one off. We're gonna add this back here. But you basically just want to, especially for Yemaya, I like to keep it like really, really, really just soft looking. And the reason why I always like, I love working with eucalyptus. It's one of my favorite plants to work with. You guys, if you have been following me for a while, you know this because I've talked about it so many times. Eucalyptus is just one of those, like, it's just one of those herbs that it smells amazing and it does so much to the room, to the space, to your altar work as well, because it brings that energy of healing and cleansing, and it's very nourishing in a way where it just lifts you up, it lifts your spirit up a little bit, and we're to a point where it doesn't feel like you're like suffering, and that's what Yemaya does to me. That's how she makes me feel. She makes me feel supported. She makes me feel like a mom, like nourished. So I want to have that element in her space as well. So with the eucalyptus, if you saw the last video, you know I take the ones from the bottom off, and I actually can just keep these in my altar space. Not only do they just have a beautiful, beautiful scent, but they're just amazing as an energy source to work with, and have that healing herb just around your space. It's just a really beautiful thing to have. So I'm gonna just stick these in between. Just start. And I'm gonna see. Yeah, I can actually I don't need to cut these, but you see this end right here? This I do need to cut. Sorry, let me just move the light. There we go. this end right here, I do need to just cut down, because again, it will just cause a mess later. It'll start like molding faster. It just does the most for no reason. Stick this right here. But yeah, I highly recommend working with eucalyptus as an herb. If I see it and I'm at Trader Joe's, I always get me one, just because it's really nice to work with. You could put it in your bathroom, and it helps with your, if you're congested or if you're feeling like sick or anything like that, it helps decongest you as well. So it's just a really great herb to work with. So I'm just taking some of the, making sure this is clean. And then so I'm just gonna take these off the side. And you can also rub this like on your skin, like the actual leaf. You can take it and just rub it and then smell your hands. You're gonna have that eucalyptus smell on your hands. That's a really easy way to kind of heal some, you know, some things that you can definitely get creative with, you know, how you want to play around with that. But I'll tell you this, there's many ways to work with herbs, especially in the body. So, but you could definitely play around with how you can use it. So I just pulled this out of there, but you see how it's kind of like sticking out? I'm just gonna clean it up and just cut a fresh end so that way it can get water easier. I like to rotate it as I'm putting it in there, because that way it helps me balance out what I'm doing, and kind of give it like that structure that I want. So I'm just taking some of these babies off. I'm gonna cut this end right here. I just want enough length to have it in the water. But also making sure that it's accented. So I still have quite a bit left that we're still working with. And I absolutely love working with eucalyptus. It's just one of my favorites. Okay, so I'm going to take these on the side out. Then I'm just going to cut this down here. Okay. And I'm just going to put these on the side, but I'm going to make sure that this has length first. There you go. So then just stick this one down here. And you see, as you're rotating it, it just becomes this kind of like beautiful, just put the camera, this kind of beautiful, soft moment. Just gonna take some more of the eucalyptus and just I'm gonna put it on the sides. So I have a couple of more branches left. I think it looks good the way it is, so I'm just gonna leave these on my working altar space, and the rest of like these branches I am going to put in the compost so they can, you know, do this thing. But this is basically how it's gonna look like on her altar space, and I did want to make it a little bit lower because her altar is set in a specific position, which is why in a specific place, which is why I made sure I was aware of the height. But it's just a really soft moment. That's what I'm calling it because it looks so pretty. But yeah, so that is the bouquet, the offering that I'm giving to Yemaya I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found that helpful. Definitely check out Trader Joe's if you're looking for like ways to, you know, make your altar a little bit more beautiful, especially when you're trying to save money. If you ever do go in there, definitely grab some flowers. You can even grab, I'm gonna do another video where I do, I'll break down one of their different bouquets that they have, because they have like $3.99 bouquets, like really inexpensive bouquets, and they have like, I think like a $13 one, a $12.99 one, I think. And you can literally break down that bouquet and have so many, you can do like 3 different altars with it, like if you wanted to kind of just go with one budget type of thing. And they have like different ways to accent what you're doing, so it's really really inexpensive and it works really well. And at the end of the day, they love it because it's just something beautiful under altar space. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I just want to take a moment to thank all my new subscribers. We hit 5,000 subscribers, and Bae was like, we're gonna reach 20,000 by the end of June. I was like, what? So she's having some very bold goals, and I'm just gonna say a shit to that. We're gonna keep growing and thriving and working together. And yeah, I hope that you guys are just taking a lot of the content and applying it to your lives, and seeing changes and seeing how you can elevate yourself and elevate your magic. Also, don't forget to check out the Patreon, because we're learning and growing every day over there. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.